Hey everybody, it's Tim again, and today we're going to look at the new Universal Monsters figure of the Wolfman, and this is from the second wave of Jada Toys Universal Monsters line. Of course, about a year ago they had Dracula, Frankenstein, the Bride of Frankenstein, and the Creature from the Black Lagoon, and then of course more recently, and I reviewed this figure, the Bela Lugosi is Dracula 6-inch action figure, and of course that is Bela in the guise of Dracula from the Broadway stage play of Dracula. This again gets back to the Universal Monsters movies. Only two figures in this wave. We have the Wolfman as well as the Invisible Man. And I will get to that Invisible Man review at some point, but today I'm only going to concentrate on the Wolfman. Again, this is a Universal Monsters sanctioned, I guess you could say. They got the Universal Monsters license for this. They have the standard Universal Monsters packaging that you can see. But the difference is that unlike the recent, I shouldn't say recent, but the more recent version of the Wolfman from NECA Toys, they actually produced that figure in conjunction with the estate of Lon Chaney Jr. This is not, and I will point it out here real quickly. If you look at the bottom of the package of this Universal Monsters Wolfman, you will see that Chaney Entertainment, logo on the bottom. You actually don't get that here, but you do get the Universal Monsters logo. So you know at least they produced this in conjunction with the studio. So let's take a look at this figure outside of the package, give you a 360 look and more. Okay, here's a look at the Universal Monsters Jada Toys version of the Wolfman 6-inch action figure. This figure will run you about $20 to $25 depending on where you're looking. I got this one online. Obviously you can save a couple bucks with free shipping if you can find a retailer that does that sort of thing. I think it's worthy of a pickup, really, at $25 even. I mean, it is, again, a rarity. We don't get that many Universal Monsters product. Plus, we get a decent amount of extras here too. So let's take a 360 look at the Wolfman action figure. As you can see, it comes with an extra set of hands. Of course, has the wolf trap, has an alternate portrait coming up here. Had a little more of a scowl or a growl on his face, so that's what the extra portrait is for. And then again, we have the classic cane. That actually is the weapon of the Wolfman's demise at the hand of his father. I don't understand why we'd want to include that weapon, but it does seem to come with every Wolfman release that I've ever collected, from Sideshow to NECA to whatever. Look, again, for this price, it's a really solid figure. Now, you might notice that I'm actually standing this up with the support of a foot stand. By itself, the figure is just fine. I mean, if you want to pose it on the shelf or whatever, but since I'm using it on the turntable, I guess it's just too much commotion going on, and the figure tends to tip over when I'm been doing this. I did a test beforehand. So let's switch up the portraits and look at the other version, if you will, of the Universal Monsters, the Wolfman action figure from Jada Toys. Now here's a look at the alternate portrait for the Universal Monsters Wolfman action figure from Jada Toys. As you can see, he has more of a scowl on his face, a little bit more of a I'm about to get you look. And of course, I have the clawed hand from the way it came out of the package. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me just to have the regular hands. I guess if you want to put on the regular hands to hold the cane or whatever, again, it doesn't make sense to me to do that sort of thing. So I'll probably just keep this the way it is. But again, let's just take another look at this with a 360 angle. Obviously, you're looking at the same body, posing it a little bit differently, so it's going to look pretty much the same to you. It looks like the sculpting on the back of the head is pretty much the same. Actually, the color seems maybe it's just because of the light, but the coloring for this portrait, which is the portrait he was wearing when he came in the package, seems to be a little bit darker. And it doesn't matter to me really, but if you're a real stickler for those sorts of things, you might know the difference. But look, I'm just happy to have another Wolfman action figure. He sizes up pretty well to the NECA version, and we're going to take a look at that in a second. Okay, here's a side-by-side look at the Jada Toys Wolfman versus the Wolfman release from NECA Toys. Again, big difference here, about an inch taller. The NECA version's about a 7-inch tall action figure, and the Jada Toys one is about a 6-inch figure. You're going to notice the difference in the pants color. They're trying to match the colors here. This one's a little bit more forest green. This is a little lighter than that. The portrait obviously is a lot different, obviously more screen accurate to the Wolfman. You can notice the lighter color around his face, as opposed to pretty much a solid singular color around the Jada Toys version. Now, what more are you getting for the NECA version? Well, probably quite a lot. You have two other portraits. I'm trying to think if you have 2 or 3 actually other portraits that come with it. One of them, obviously, is the Larry Talbot action figure portrait of Lon Chaney Jr., which is really cool. Of course, if you want to be a completist, that means you're going to have to buy 2 versions of this figure in order to display both the Wolfman and Larry Talbot, which I did because, you know what, they are really cool. Do I regret getting this because it doesn't have that extra portrait? Not in the least. Again, it's just more cool Wolfman stuff for me to collect. So overall, I'm really pleased. Basically, you're looking at paying anywhere from $7, $8, $9 to $10 more for this action figure. And again, for what each of them come with, it is well worth the money. So I would suggest picking up both of them if you haven't. Again, just knowing the difference that if you want the screen accurate stuff, you got to go with the NECA version. They obviously got the permission from Universal Studios. They got the license, and they got the license from Lon Chaney Entertainment, Lon Chaney Jr. So that's all I have for today. Look forward to more action figure reviews soon, including more monster stuff, as well as other action figures in the nerdosphere, in which I live. Happy toy hunting, and we'll talk with you next time.